Hi, today I want to show you how you can make lists inside of lists, or also called nested lists inside of Toddle. And it's super simple and it's very easy to do, and I can't wait to show you how to do it. So let's get right started. So now we want to go inside of the Toddle editor, and we first want to, structure the UI a little bit. So how about we zoom in a little bit and we start with adding the first div block in here. So let's make a div block with a width of 15 rem and a height of 15 rem. Just like that, we got our list item in here. Let's give it a background of gray 50. Let's give it a border radius of 15 pixels, and let's give it a border color of gray 200. That's why all my UIs and all my designs always look the same. And we'll give it a side padding of 0.5 rem and a top and bottom padding of 0.5 rem as well. Now inside of here, we're going to add a heading 3, and we do first name, last name, just like that. And now under here, we want to render a list of tags. So let's add a nice button, and that will be our tag, and we'll call it tag 1. Right now we want to style this because it doesn't look that pretty yet, but we can remove the height already. So we go in this div and we add, like a gap of 0.75 rem. That seems reasonable. And then when we render the tags in here, I want to make sure that the tag has fit content. That's nice, but I want to go on 0.25 rem top and bottom and 0.35 rem on the sides. And then I want to make sure the font size is 14, so the tag is nice and small. And actually, let's make 0.5 on the sides, and we could make 0.35. So we got the tag a little bit nicer. And let's make the tag blue 300, and the tag color will be blue 800. Oh no, that doesn't look that good. Let's make it blue 50. Blue 100. Yeah, that's very nice. So I got my tag in here, and first name, last name. And let's actually make it 0.5. So now we got our names and tags. And this is a list, and then this is a list in a list. And now I want to show you how to render it. But before we render it, we got to get the data from the backend. So we go to the fastest enterprise no-code backend that is actually the cheapest no-code backend, as far as I'm concerned, Xano. And we are going to have a database of names, and those names have arrays, lists of tags, and it seems like their AI kind of messed up in generating them because it added 10 in one row. So how about we delete everything and we'll generate a few more records. Let's go on tags. And I want to have multiple tags in here, but I assume they don't provide that. Let's see, random password. No, they don't provide arrays. So we got to add those things manually. So let's add Andreas. Let's create a profile for Andreas. And I'll add some tags. I'll add CEO, pro toddler, Denmark, right? I got some tags. And let's add Vakis. Here we go. And we got funny, marketing, toddler, right? And let's add NoCode, ProCode, NoCode, ProCode, and we'll add join now, and we'll add another tag with an exclamation point. Here we go. And we got that. So we got the database here. That's the important thing. And we got like a mini database. Now we want to actually create an API for it so we can fetch it on the back end. So let's open my API group that contains an attack endpoint to create 50,000 fake accounts on a database. It's for educational purposes. And so let's create a user API endpoint. Let's make this get. And now we're going to add a function for query all records. Here we go. And we're going to go to nested lists, and we're just keeping it as it is. We're saving it, run and debug, and now we're running it. So we see we get our list of 3 items with each a list of tags, right? This is probably a very close example if you are rendering dynamic content, if you're rendering property listings, if you're rendering profiles for models like Leonard. Whatever you're doing, it's probably a use case that you may have, right? So we can close this and we can publish this. And we can copy now the API endpoint. And now let's connect it with Toddle. So I click outside of the canvas, I go on APIs, and I call this users, and I'll paste my endpoint in here. So now you see I'm rendering the data. And now based on that data, we want to zoom in a little bit and start rendering the list. So let's click on the div. That's our list. Let's go on repeat. And I want to render it based on the user data. Here we go. Now I want to go in here actually on the one holding it and give it a padding of 1 rem so they have some spacing. Now I double click inside of the name and I go on the FX to set the name dynamically, and I go on item and I go on name, and now I'm setting the name of the item. And now inside of this tag, I need to render a dynamic list. But first let me remove the hover. And now I can go on repeat, and now I'll be able to repeat this list based on the tags. So now it's rendering 3 tags, right? So everyone has 3 tags. And now inside of this tag on the FX, I can go to item, and that item will be CEO Pro Toddler Denmark. I can also base it on things of the parent, such as the name, if I need that. Other than WIST, Toddle automatically manages any iterations, and you have access to the parent component rendering it, which is actually a pretty neat thing. But let's go on item, and this is how I render a list inside of a list. I know Lee was stuck at that in WIST for a few weeks, but it's super simple in Toddle, and now we can also make it beautiful. So let's take this, and actually let's wrap this button in a div, and let's make this div go to the side, and let's give it a gap of 0.5 rem, just like that. And then let's go to this here, and let's make it, we can give it an auto width, or let's just give it 17 rem so it will fit. And this is how we render tags for users. This is an example of rendering a list inside of a list. And that's how simple it is. It's super simple doing those things in Toddle. You could even now render a list inside of the list, in the list. So we could add now another list in here, but if we have enough lists, I think we'll have like a pixel art display or something. We don't need that. But this is how you do it. And if you want to learn more about those little tricks, and if you want to become a better Toddle and Xano developer and build more exciting things even faster inside of those visual programming tools, and you want to benefit from Toddle boilerplates, step-by-step courses, dozens of hours of step-by-step courses, dozens of components, and I'll add weekly new components in there like Stripe Elements. Now Stripe Connect is coming. We got touch plugins, like touch plugins. We got a GSAP plugin. We got Stripe Payments. We got all those things pre-built for you. Lemon Squeezy. We got daily support office hours, pre-made Xano snippets, so you don't have to rebuild the database every time, and exclusive tutorials, and everybody loves it. Lee loves it. Greg loves it. Even people in the Web3 scene love it. Web3 developers, everybody loves it. And if you want to love it too, and if you want to join, just click on Get Access today. Go to NoCodeProCode.com. The link is also in the video description. Submit a little submission video, and then you'll be approved in less than 12 hours, and you'll be able to join, create your account, and you're inside of the community, inside of the membership. And then you'll get access to all the courses, to dozens of hours of courses, to the templates, to the boilerplates, to specific SDKs targeted for Toddle that you can add custom code functionality without writing a single line of code. You got all of those things pre-built for you. It's the best investment that you can do if you are developing in Toddle and you want to save valuable time and move faster and become a better developer and solve roadblocks that you may face. So if you want to join, it's nocodeproco.com. The link is in the bio. I would love to see you in there. But regardless on if you join or not, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for, watching all those videos, all your beautiful comments, all your nice words. I really appreciate that. It really means the world to me. Thank you so much for being part of my community here. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this was very beneficial for you and that this video was a blessing. And see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.